lanterns gleam with a warm, soft glow. The ruby Mad Hatter, with a twinkle in his eye, greets every soul with a heartfelt cry. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern, I swear! From fantasy realms to sci-fi fights, we're all just stories in the flickering light. The tables are crowded with tales untold of dragons vanquished and treasures of gold. Retired adventures to which viewers unite, sharing their legends deep into the night. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern, I swear! From fantasy realms to sci-fi fights, we're all just stories in the flickering light. There's the elven archer, his bow now hung, a cyber soldier whose last war was won. Wizards and rogues, warriors of old, all trading their yarns as the night unfolds. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern, I swear! From fantasy realms to sci-fi fights, we're all just stories in the flickering light. So raise a toast to adventures past. In the ruby Mad Hatter's tavern we found home at last. From the darkest dungeons to the stars so bright, we'll share our dreams in the fire's light. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern, I swear! From fantasy realms to sci-fi fights, we're all just stories in the flickering light. We'll share our dreams in the fire's light. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Oh my goddamn tavern, I swear! From the darkest dungeons to the stars so bright, we'll share our dreams in the fire's light. Welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern, I swear! From fantasy realms to sci-fi fights, we're all just stories in the flickering light.
Like, our levels are so desperately different.
Welcome everyone to Tabletop Tuesdays, where me and a group of friends, we all talk about random nerd shit while I'm playing some sort of game in the background for your visual entertainment. With me, I am the Ruby Mad Hatter, the tavern owner. With me, I have Candid Gamera.
Hello.
Our resident kaiju.
Indeed.
Yes, very, very big boy. Oh, give me a second. My game is so much louder than the goddamn Discord. So I'm having trouble hearing people.
Gotta
Alright,
adjust
you
those
can hear the game.
Yeah, adjust the volumes, all that jazz. As well, then to my right is Umbra, our
Hello.
our undead bookstore owner from down the street.
From my perspective, you're all here in my bookstore.
This is fair. Gamera, by the way, is our resident, like I said, kaiju. He kind of robs ships on the ocean because he is a rogue. But instead of pickpocketing people, he pickpockets cargo vessels. I mean, fuck it.
So wait, does that mean he could have a realistic ship in a bottle if he so desired?
Probably.
Oh no.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of pokes a hole in the side of a ship and just reaches in and grabs one box and then just leaves.
This is my box. This is my tax. Good luck.
Yeah, bye.
As the ship is sinking.
No. He pokes high enough that he could just dig in so he doesn't sink the vessel. It's like, this is my, my toll. Get that hole fixed later.
Yeah.
But he's a kaiju. He can't be a toll troll.
Are you sure about that?
You have to pay the troll toll.
Hey, Magnosaur. Hopefully you're having a great night. I noticed you got the garden focus today. Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Totodile.
Lastly, of course, we have Wizen.
Yeah, Wizen,
Hi.
our Eldritch Horror. Which is currently a floating head. You really don't want to know what the rest of him looks like. Yeah, I don't think your brains can handle it.
He's just too sexy for you all.
Yeah, sexy, that's the problem with Eldritch Horrors.
Too sexy for my body. Too sexy for my body.
Somebody likes tentacles.
He's too sexy for the corporeal plane.
Yeah, apparently. He's a big hit in Japan.
Sexy for this plane. You sexy for this plane, you hear me explain.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, it was real kind of... Yeah, I'm glad they did it, because that was cool of them. I love the fact that the garden does that, where... Yo, what? Yeah. And while I may seem like you're a fine, upstanding tavern owner, in D&D terms, I'm an artificer. Really? In Pathfinder terms, I am what is referred to as an inventor. And somewhere around here is my Iron Defender, aka my battle puppy, known as Kebby. Yeah. I'm gonna have someone do the artwork for Kebby eventually. Like, Gamma, do you remember the Iron Defenders from 3.5?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those
I
running
love
around.
the Iron Defenders.
Yeah, it's a puppy. It's just a metal puppy.
Everyone loved the Iron Defenders.
Yeah. Couple announcements before we get into the thick of everything. The first announcement is our sponsors. We have Shockbite Gaming Servers. Link is down below. Trust me, we all here, I think, I don't know about Umbra. I know Wizen, myself, and Candid Gamera have used Shockbite several times, and it has rarely steered us wrong. We have usually gotten good result out of it.
Yeah, I'm very happy with Shockbite.
Oh, yeah.
The server stability outlasts our interest in the game most times.
Yes,
This is true.
I do have to go back and revisit our Minecraft server and decide if I need to continue it.
Yeah.
Oh god, I really do need to get back into Minecraft.
Well, we're doing all the mods 8, Umbra.
We got Pal World 2.
We also have a Power World server, which I can't still log into for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why. Kind of weird.
Oh god, I remember Power World.
So for viewers, by the way, if you're wondering, you can join these servers. Oh, there's Mez! And she's raiding us. We're getting raided with 40 people. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, Nelly. Hi,
That's a
everyone.
lot.
My name is Ruby Mahatter. I'm a variety streamer. We have our Kaiju Candid Gamera, our Undead Ghost Dude Umbra, and our Eldritch Horror Wizen. Hi, new people. If you come for random nerd talk and craziness, you have come to the right place, my friends. One of the redeems I thought about doing, someone suggested because they noticed I can do some voices, is that I should do a redeem for random, like, the voices I can do.
Makes sense.
Wait, how many people did I add? I heard the shock. You, Mez, my dear, you had 40. 40. As in 4 score.
7 years ago, I gave a shit. Abraham Lincoln, probably.
Yeah, 7 years ago, you might have had a fleshy body.
Damn, that's the low blow.
Yeah, fuck me. No. I think I'll pass on that. I'm currently taken.
I appreciate the offer, but I can't physically touch anything.
Candid Gamera may kill you in the process, and I wouldn't recommend enjoying Wizen's company in that way unless you're really into tentacles.
Because he's too sexy for this play. And
Yeah.
Sanity damage.
Oh yeah, the sanity damage too. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, for those of you who want to join the servers we're on, for the Ko-fi highest tier that I have there, we can get you access to either the Minecraft All the Mods 8 server or our Pal World server if I figure out what's going on with my connection at least.
Unlimited. If they donate, just give them access to both.
Oh yeah, true.
Is there a point to this?
Hey, James!
Painting your fucking obituary to me.
Can fuck me with a machete or something if preferred. Why?
I'm sorry, what?
Why are you wanting to get owned by weaponry?
Your fucking moral compass is a roulette wheel!
I mean, hey, man. The barbarians have battle fetishes. Why not?
I guess. I mean, shit.
We don't kink shame in the tavern.
Observation. This is a great opportunity for slaughter.
Oh god, there's so many redeems all at once. Hey, don't welcome death. No.
Wait, I'm already here.
Don't do that. No. Live. Have fun with your life. Try to find something entertaining with your life.
You know what? That's racist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Bite me, ghost boy.
Some of us are. We're not dead. We're living incapable.
You are currently what's the word I'm looking for? You are biologically challenged.
He is
All the
post
positive vibes
vital.
are mess with moi.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We got Axelusion, and then I also got Flu Pick. Give me a second.
I'm sorry to hear about that, Maz. I hope everything gets better for you.
Yeah. Mentally not having a great time at the moment. Okay, Maz. Well, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. You can message me. I'll give you a chat. I'm always for, helping people with, at least an ear to listen to. I may not be able to give great advice, but I'll at least listen.
It may not be great advice, but it will be advice.
It will be something. It will be something. All right. The other sponsor we have, by the way, is W Energy Drinks. I hope things improve. I totally get the bad mental moment. Okay. Yeah. W Energy Drinks is our other sponsor. If you click on the weird smiley face below, use the code RubyMadHatter, you get 10% off. Magnus Horde, best advice I can ever give. Don't listen to me. I'm stupid. I mean, it's advice.
It is, in fact.
It is.
So
in
does
fact
that mean we
advice.
should listen to you because you're stupid and therefore we shouldn't listen to not listen to you?
Yeah, because you just said best advice you can give is to listen. So, my mind, my brain hurts.
As I was trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in this gun, you see?
Oh God. But yeah, no. Someone recommended I do like a voice thing where I could redeem it. And I could do, like my crappy Russian accent, which I refer to often as my Klukva accent.
Klukva? What's Klukva?
Okay, so Klukva in Russian roughly translates into cranberry juice, but it's also a style of Russian stereotype that the Russians find hilarious, but America seems to keep doing. So, like, for example, Ivan Drago from Rocky IV is Klukva, which is the stereotypical evil Russian guy.
Okay.
But is done so extreme that it's, a terrible stereotype, but it's funny to them.
Right, he's cartoonishly over the top.
Yeah. So
It's like Bob and Doug McKenzie, but Russian.
Yep. That's a good way to put it. So I do have a Klukva accent, apparently, that I can do, which is just a really bad Russian. I can also do orc, and that is spelled with a K, not a C. So I can do that.
He's doing orcs.
Oh, orcs, because we gotta crump some humies.
Boy, he's going for Gorkamork.
Bad British accents.
Huh?
Quit speaking with bad British accents.
Oh, Anne's here, by the way.
Never.
By kissing their boo-boos and slapping the bitch who made the boo-boo.
I'm like, you don't have to live with him.
She should know. My first army was orcs.
Yeah,
I will never give up that.
His first army was orcs, apparently.
That is not surprising at all.
She is not shocked, by the way, of that statement.
I just heard in the background paddle.
Hashtag not all orcs.
You know what, Magnus? I will agree to that. Because I do have a couple regulars who happen to be orcs.
Oh yeah, not all orcs are like that. Just the 40k ones.
In fact, there was a clown earlier today.
Fuck you, Eisen.
That was perfectly timed.
I was just about to take a drink, too. Like,
Oh, damn.
The cup was in my hand, and I was raising it to my lips when you set that bitch off. God damn it. The next announcement I want to put out, by the way, is we're still taking entries for Stellar.
You can't kill him yet. The life insurance through work hasn't kicked in.
The life insurance through work apparently hasn't kicked in, so you can't kill me yet.
Keyword. Yet.
Yet.
Got it.
Yeah. So we are taking entries for Stellaris Eterna Season 3. So if you want to make a faction for us to, for Candy Gamera and I to interact with, by all means, do so. We will either try to talk to them, try to kill them, or something in between.
Convince them to worship at our sluggy little feet.
Oh, god damn it, you and your goddamn fucking slug people last time.
I'm not playing them this time.
I know you're not playing them this time. Jesus Christ, because if we played them this time, you could possibly single-handedly take over the entire galaxy. Because...
I mean, that's hard just because usually some alliances and federations will form before you get to them.
Yeah, but the problem is federations and alliances form a lot slower now because they require trusts. And the AI is now less likely to make alliances with each other.
Yes, but they still do, and by the time you crawl yourself into contact with everybody, also you can't like simultaneously subjugate everybody. There are limits.
Yeah, there are limits. So there is that. So yeah, if you want to make your faction, have us interact with them, cool, do it. We want more factions, all right? We have all kinds of weird shit in there, including the... God, what is it? The Corvus Corax's guys.
The Raven Guard?
No, Night Lords.
Oh, okay. So
that's not Corvus Corax!
That's not Corvus Corax, that's,
the Night Haunter.
It's the guy who could see the future, saw his death, and went, awesome.
Yeah.
You're not the one who will kill me. Proceeds to beat the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
The Night Haunter.
Yeah, the Night Haunter. Yeah.
Well, that's his alter ego. I forget his, like, civilian name.
Yeah, god damn it, I don't remember.
Here, Conrad Kurz!
Conrad Kurz, that's it. Because I remember...
I can't see why you got that confused with Corvus Corax. Conrad Kurz is a completely different name.
Yeah, apparently. I still love the story involving this fucking Vulcan and him. That is my favorite 40k story ever.
Why won't you die? Because, brother, I am unkillable.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's the... Oh, shit. We just got the live spotlight for the garden. Oh shit, we're about to get a lot more people showing up.
Oh no.
Oh, this will be
cool.
Fun. No, I still love the story where Conrad Kurz is literally trying to torture Vulcan, and Vulcan just goes, you know, the hammer's a teleporter, and that's important. It's helped me escape, but you keep forgetting the other thing. It's also a hammer, and then proceeds to golf swing him into low orbit.
You forget one thing, brother. And what's that? It is also a hammer.
Yep. Boing! Success!
I still love all the moments of people trying to assassinate Conrad Kurz. He just finds them, he looks them in the eye, shouts, "You will not be the one to kill me!" and then murders them.
Yep.
Because he's already seen his death.
Oh yeah.
He's going to die at the hands of a Calidus assassin.
And then when that happens, he's just like, oh, thank God.
Finally, I can die.
I can die. Like shit. Alright, so if you guys haven't noticed on my stream, we have the fun wheel back. Now, some of these topics are forever topics. Alright, so for example, Warhammer 40k, Dune, Star Trek, Star Wars, you know, the big, huge, giant properties, those are forever topics. Topics like biggest yikes moment in gaming, or like GM burnout, or DM NPCs, they'll show up once, we'll talk about them, that's it. If you want to add a topic to this, it's 100 gold. Alright, 100 gold gets you the possibility that we'll talk about your topic. 3,000 gold will guarantee that topic gets discussed right the hell now. So, you know, if you want to gamble, you don't have to pay as much, but if you don't want to gamble, it's a little bit more money.
Spin the wheel!
Use those points wisely.
Yeah, spend wisely. Let's see what we get. You know what we got?
Uh-huh.
Warhammer 40k.
Skulls for the skull throne! Blood for the blood god!
And Inquisition's here right on time.
Inquisition has arrived with heresy.
Let's go! Praise the Emperor!
Damn it, the Inquisition always arrives when we start talking about 40k.
My wife's yelling, "God damn it," because now my kids are both screaming blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
That's your own fault, sir.
No, actually, that's Inquisition's fault originally. He's the one that taught them that phrase.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he taught up my daughter Rose, and she taught the brother, Danny. And there's Inquisition.
I did not teach your kids anything.
You taught Rose blood for the blood god, because she repeated it in gym class during dodgeball.
Beautiful.
Hey, bed.
That's metal.
Oh, wait.
That's fucking metal. That's awesome.
Yeah. But the school called my wife to ask what the hell was going on. And then she threw my ass under the bus, which I had to explain to the teacher what the fuck was that about. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So seeing as we are talking about that wonderful phrase, why don't we discuss the Chaos Gods?
Oh no.
Because the Chaos Gods are fun.
Also, hey, Mania.
Did we start with the really unknown ones or the main four?
No,
Oh, that's a good point. You know, we have the core four, but then there have been others.
The Great Horned Rat.
In the various versions of the lore, going all the way back to, I think, Malal was the original 5th Chaos God. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, he was. Because he was supposed to be the Chaos God of non-belief, and his champion was supposed to be the Emperor. But I think they retconned that because it didn't make too much sense.
I think he was also more prominent in the fantasy side than ever in the 40k side.
Which makes sense. So, alright, so the first Chaos God, let us bring up. Let's kind of do them in the general order most people tend to do them, or at least find out about them, which would be the first one, Corn. Gentlemen, behold! Corn!
Skulls for the Skull Throne. Blood for the Blood God.
Yep.
Milk for the Cornflakes.
Milk for the Cornflakes. Alright, so Corn is the Chaos God of violence, murder, blood. Danny, bed!
Bed for the bed god!
Yeah,
sleep for the sleep throne!
Yeah.
Korn is, you know, I think perhaps the most straightforward of them. He's not really tricksy and in fact disdains things that are clever because that means generally less bloodshed.
Yeah.
Sleep for the sleep god works better.
Yeah, he is very much the type of guy that, you know, it's you, him, in the fighting pit, facing each other, beat the shit out of each other, let's go. By the way, welcome Savage Killers 617 to the tavern. Let's see, welcome to the tavern, pull up a chair, grab a mug of ale, and don't fireball my goddamn tavern.
We make no promises.
So yeah, Korn in the Constant War universe of Warhammer 40k gets a lot of power just from the fact that there's constant war and bloodshed going on pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
He has at least one dedicated faction in the World Eaters. And it sounds like our illustrious host is getting ready to fall to Korn's influence. The World Eaters are basically just the rip and tear angry Marines want to, you know, burn everything down and kill it and then burn it down again.
And
Wait, no,
and
it can't be
bring
the
it back
angry
and kill it
Marine.
again.
Well, I use the word angry Marines in the small a sense. They're not the, capital A angry Marines.
Yeah, because they'd kick your shit in if you ever thought they were a heretic. Oh no, Bucket. I gave you these permissions. Do not abuse them. Do not bully the robot.
And Korn also has had a proverbial hard-on for the Blood Angels on the Loyalist side. One of his bloodthirsters is basically the personal nemesis of the Blood Angels, showing up all the time to hassle them, trying to persuade them to give in to their bloodlust and fall to Korn's influence.
Meanwhile, Dante, I just want to die, bro.
Yeah,
Kill me.
Dante's just tired, man.
And I'll say this though, the Korn is also the one Chaos God that is likely to be the most powerful, and his power is never going to completely wane out of existence, mainly because he has an infinite tap of violence thanks to the orcs, or one group of orcs.
Well, if we're going by that logic, then we also have to take into consideration that all the Chaos Gods are technically infinite, because in some way, shape, or form, they will have their power in everyday life through aspects of everyday life.
Well, yes, but like what I'm referring to in this case, though, is there is a planet that's phasing in and out of the warp that is completely populated with corn demons and orcs in a forever fight.
The only happy ever after in all of 40K.
Yeah, pretty much.
The problem there, Ruby, is that one planet's worth of conflict, even if it's a big planet with millions of fighters, ain't shit on the scale of the universe.
Oh no, it's not shit on the universe, but it is a consistent source of energy.
A little trickle.
Hey, sometimes that little trickle is all you need in some case.
I would say that all of the Chaos Gods are vulnerable to being extinguished if a bigger Chaos God wipes them out, or two, someone like the Necrons wins total dominion over the galaxy.
Yeah. But yeah, Korn's kind of a fun guy. Now, with every Chaos God, we're going to say there is an upside to them. Alright? Because they are a part of everyday life. For Korn, it's very much survival of the fittest, overcoming adversity, as well as being honest with others is also something that Korn's very big into. He doesn't want to trick people. He doesn't want to lie to people. He just wants to beat ass.
I'm so sorry, but we're not sure when the train will be running again.
It's also like strength through honor and like
you've got to be joking.
Just the whole general conduct of a fair and honest duel. Like if it's something fair, something like the general concept of truth. He is technically that sort of embodiment.
Yeah. Korn, by the way, appearance-wise, tends to look like, your stereotypical Satan. He's on... Oh, gotta drink more water. God dang it. You guys are trying to drown me now.
Yes.
You can fucking...
Nice one.
You missed the water by 5 seconds.
You missed.
Damn!
Almost had him.
Almost got him.
They're trying to make me snort water, I swear.
Yes, have you just now noticed?
Yep.
I was trying to hydrate your sinuses.
Violently, apparently.
Well, we are talking about corn.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the theory that the orc gods came about by accident due to the fact that they were created by the old ones?
For too much work.
Yeah, Gork and Mork.
I thought it was Lork and Pork.
Yeah, I guess that's a good little side discussion here. While we talk about the 4 Chaos Gods, technically every god in the setting is kind of a chaos god because they're all fabricated by the warp or immaterium in response to the collective belief and behavior of various peoples. So the orcs believe in Gork and Mork, therefore Gork and Mork exist. But it was the old ones who originally weaponized the warp in the way that allows for that.
Yeah, and the orcs themselves are hilarious. Their stuff shouldn't work just based on the sheer size of the things alone.
To be fair, Gork and Mork are just in the fucking immaterium, duking it out for all eternity. They really aren't affecting anything else inside the immaterium. They're literally just there, just slapping each other for like ad nauseum till like the heat death of the universe, and then some.
And occasionally delivering radio messages into Thraka's head via the plate there.
Always the prophet of the great Gork and Mork.
Hey, Miss Yui, I hope you're having a great night.
Prophet of the war!
Yeah,
Thank you.
Speaking
Thank you so
of,
much.
fucking...
I'm Shenza, by the way.
Thraka there.
God's School Thraka.
Yeah, God's School Thraka, or aka Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
He's, according to the last lore book I read, he is on a full-on wall going after Magnus.
If you would please step inside, I can introduce you to
Magnus?
Yes.
Apparently, Magnus supposedly killed, I think it was Kaifus Kane?
No.
Yeah.
It was
No.
Commissar Yarick.
Commissar Yarick.
Yarick. And it wasn't
No,
Magnus, it was Angron.
Yes.
It was Angron? Okay. I thought it was Magnus.
Nope.
No.
God, I'm fucking mixing everything the fuck up today.
That's what I thought you were talking about, but
yeah.
I don't think we have confirmation as to the circumstances of Yarick's supposed death. The latest Astra Militarum Codex does say that he is dead, but the reason people attribute it to Angron particularly is because Angron kind of got his model around that time. The world leaders were kind of in focus, and there is I think a particular skull on Angron's model that looks like it's somebody who had like a cybernetic eye like Yarick did, and so people are like, "Oh man, that's Commissar Yarick's skull."
He killed him. What's Gazkul gonna think?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just ran with that, like, "Oh, Gazkul, he's being depressed." Because
he ain't
He was
depressed.
He was the goodest Yumi to crump with.
Yeah.
He ain't depressed. Gazkul is going full on like berserk towards Angron.
Hey.
There was one meme I saw. It was like, I think a Sister of Battle and Gazkul, like both fighting Kornite demons. Never thought I'd die fighting beside an orc. I was about fighting alongside a friend. Shut the fuck up, Xenos.
That's pretty good. But yeah, the orcs love a good scrap, and with Angron being back in the material plane, that's a good way for them to get one. I've seen some scuttlebutt, and I forget where, that suggests that the orcs might make another attempt at the planet of Armageddon, which is where Thraka and Yarick had their various battles so many times.
We'll be using it to fashion new railroad ties, so it needs to be.
But yeah, Korn is very simple, very straightforward. Big angry red demon dude, kill things.
In these parts,
his primary demons are bloodthirsters, which look like Balrogs from D&D, or no, excuse me, from Lord of the Rings, or Baelor from D&D.
Yeah.
So yeah. Big classic demon-looking guys.
Yeah. Then we get Zeech, which is the opposite of Korn.
Yeah.
All according to Kikaku.
Is that how you say that? I always pronounced it Keikaku.
I think it might be Kikaku. But that's probably just like native pronunciation.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Zeech is the chaos god of change. He likes to mess with things. He's a schemer. He's constantly lying. He fucks with people all the time.
Yeah, Zench's thing is manipulation and deceit, and yeah, it is just layers within layers within layers.
Oh yeah, and Zeech is, he will always lie to you more often than not.
Well, I was going to say he'll lie to you unless unless it would be more confounding to you to tell the truth.
Yeah. But the good side of him is he's also the god of change, so that means change for your life to be better. It could give you hope, to improve your situation.
Yeah, most of the Chaos Gods, have some kernel of good thing in them, but have been essentially weaponized and perverted by the changes to the warp and by the horrible circumstances of the galaxy at large.
Oh yeah.
Well, there is some good to Zinj in the fact that he is basically creativity, he is ingenuity, he is thinking of all the different... Yeah, he is thinking outside the box and all the, connotations of planning and rewards like that. Sure. It is basically yeah, sure, you might just be drafting up a plan for a building, but you have to think about the structures and you have to think about where things go, how best to do it, and how to optimize it. That's
sure.
part of Zinch's thing.
But what I'm saying is that if Zinch were to go away, that wouldn't keep people from planning. He is not essential to that, nor do you, worship Zinch to become a better planner. You worship Zinch to become, a psychic bastard that controls the people around you. It's not, you don't think of them as a D&D god where you worship them to get some kind of boon for this benign thing, nor are they a literal embodiment of the concept in the sense that if you kill them, that goes away. If you kill Khorne, that doesn't mean there's no more war. So Zinch does have those elements, but he neither really helps people do them, nor do they need him to be there to do them. Zinch goes away, you still got people doing plans. It's not that big a deal, but he does contain that element is part of his being.
No, Mania, do not join the space squid just to fuck with other people. You will get a tentacle in the anus. Or no, you will have a tentacle growing from the anus.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with Zinch, it's gonna be tentacle coming from you, not to you. In some cases.
That would... Tentacle in the anus would be Slanesh.
Yeah, that comes later.
Oh, boy.
Oh, by the way, just for people who do not know, Zinch is also a master of Paradox, Billiard, Destroy on Roulette, 4th Dimensional Hypercube, Chess, Strip, Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zinch also has a thing, as Gamera put out, for psychic powers, so you can, mess with people and things of that nature. He also has a thing for birds.
A lot of his demons do have bird-like motifs, yes.
Yeah, he's very...
Or they're just piles of flesh, just squidges, just bleh.
But his Keepers of Secrets, I believe, are his greater demon. They are, weird-looking bird things.
Silence, Mania Bucket. You understand the reference.
But yeah, the Zinch has a dedicated Chaos Legion in the Thousand Sons, who are the most magically adept of the Chaos Legions.
Hell, some
Magnus
of them
did
are
nothing wrong.
Some of them don't even have bodies anymore. They're freaking dust piloting armor.
Yes,
Rubrics.
They had a flaw that was slowly destroying their legion, and Magnus and Ahriman basically were doing research on that and came up with a spell that they thought would fix it, and it sort of did.
Well, it did fix the problem, just not in the way they wanted.
Welcome to Zinch, everyone.
Well, it's. I was reminded recently of a quote from The Good Place. Manny Jacinto's character there, the monk, quote unquote, Jason, basically said whenever he has a problem, he just lights a Molotov cocktail, and pretty soon he's got a whole new problem.
It's like a monkey's paw. You wish for one thing, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, you have $1 million in nickels.
Oh Lord.
Oh, God. But yeah, Zeech is not terrible. He's annoying as a Chaos God, in my opinion. If I was fighting the Chaos Gods, he'd be the annoying one. Korn is more of the... I think I could direct him if I was fighting against his forces, because they're kind of very straightforward. I feel like tactically they're the easiest to manipulate. Then we get the next Chaos God. Oh boy. Grandpa Nurgle loves you for just who you are.
Never change.
Never change.
Not even once.
In that regard, here's where I'm going to jump out, as Nurgle's got me rather badly at the minute.
Ooh.
Oh.
Go get some rest, dude.
Yeah, feel better, man.
Alright, so those of you might have not picked up what we're putting down. Nurgle is the Chaos God of Pestilence. Didn't mean to dismiss. It's okay, Mez. We care about you nonetheless. You're a good friend. And remember, Papa Nurgle loves you just for who you are. Drink time.
Oh yeah, my Nurgle. Oh yeah, Nurgle, my Ogren's favorite punching bag.
Alright, Nurgle basically is Pestilence, he is Stagnation, he is Do Not Change. He is depicted as this big, portly figure with...
Portly?
Portly, which means...
My brother and the Emperor, that man is morbidly obese.
Well, yes, I was... Portly can be, like, slightly chubby all the way to you are the size of a small moon.
I mean...
He is the size of a small moon. Have you seen the man?
I am going to go with Umbra on this one. Portly's usually polite for fat, not holy shit.
Yeah. Okay, he is ginormously huge. He has a gravitational pull at this point.
Yeah. His flesh is rotting and seeping, usually depicted as like green.
Like legitimately he is okay. So I'm going to paint a picture for people who aren't currently Googling it.
Oh, God.
So imagine going to a Friday night Magic tournament. Find the biggest man there. He is now rotting from the inside out. He's got little pockmarks in his skin that are just oozing with something. You don't understand what. You think it might be Mountain Dew congealed into a slime consistency, but you're too scared to ask. And by God, the stench. The stench is so horrible that you can't even get within 5 feet of this man for fear of dying.
You're afraid you're going to catch something just by being in his presence.
And if he touches you, oh no. Oh God, you don't want to wash that off. You want to cut off your arm and burn it.
It's just like you think about it seriously. Like, can I live the rest of my life without this arm? I'm really debating it. And if you decide not to cut off your arm, you are soaking it in friggin' disinfectant for days.
That might not even save you because that little patch he touched. Now that there's a little hole in there now. Oh no. It's entered your bloodstream. Oh God, you've become a Magic the Gathering player.
No! I won't go back! You can't make me play Magic again.
No.
I cast Counterspell.
I had 2 islands untapped.
Nowadays it's actually 3.
If you're doing a counter target spell that's broad, but several of the counter target specific kinds of spells are still lower casting costs.
Ah, nice.
Oh yeah, no, there are a bunch of like counter spells that are still 1 and a blue.
Yep.
But like they do have specific conditions, like it's only target instant spell, target sorcery.
Yep.
Counter this only if you are interrupting and it is not your turn.
Yeah.
Or you
on
can
the
just
other
force
hand,
of will and kill yourself. So like,
on the other hand, we could just be playing in the commander format where counterspell's just fine.
Yep. But yeah, Nurgle. The thing about Nurgle is he wants everything to stay the same, so that's both a good and a bad thing. Also, his followers don't feel pain anymore. Often, they are often quite happy, and without Nurgle, they'll lose that. So if you ever find a way to sever the connection with Nurgle to them, they will suddenly start feeling everything.
oh yeah, no, Nurgle feel like in Nurgle's eyes, stagnation and disease are the epitomes of love.
Mm-hmm.
And by spreading these diseases to all of his followers and all of his demons and etc., he is showing that he loves you.
Yes.
That little itch on the side of your neck, that is Papa Nurgle showing that he cares. That sneeze, that's Papa Nurgle giving you a pat on the back.
It's like if you've ever been in a family situation where you have like maybe a parent who is overprotective and doesn't want you to ever go out of the house or make friends or do anything, and just kind of surrounds you, and you grow sicklier and sicklier because you're not, getting in sync with the world. You're not getting sunshine. You're just kind of trapped there. That's kind of the Nurgle vibe to me.
Yep.
Speaking of, trying to keep people in houses and stuff, Papa Nurgle actually has a wife.
Yes, well,
sort of
wife, captive,
sort of.
Okay, air quotes there, wife, because Isha is an Eldar goddess of, I believe, health,
healing, and
life. I think
health, healing, life, and fertility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I forget the exact story. I think Nurgle saved her from something.
Yes, Slanesh wiped out most of the Eldar pantheon, but Nurgle saved her specifically. The Eldar actually have, I think, depending on how you count it, maybe as many as 3 living gods from their pantheon. 4 now, I guess, with the Inari and the new god they've created. So
Wasn't the new god like a god of death?
Yes. But you've got Isha, you've got Kayla Minsha Kane, the Eldar god of war, who can still be invoked in his avatars. And you've got
those avatars, by the way. I hate the fact that they explode.
And you've got Segarak, of course, the laughing god.
Yeah, Segarak, Kegarak, I've heard so many pronunciations.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a hard or soft C, honestly. I tend to assume a soft C. Actually, I forget if it's backwards.
You can't use the hard C, you'll get cancelled.
No!
But, yeah, he's the one associated with the Harlequins. But Isha lives in Nurgle's care, and apparently he makes new diseases, tests them out on Isha, who always survives them, and then releases them into the world like a little present.
Now, supposedly...
Isn't Isha... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ruby.
I was going to say, rumor has it, from what I've read, Isha is the one whispering the cures to those diseases when she can into the world, or into existence.
Supposedly, yes.
Supposedly. And that's one of the reasons why she still stays with Nurgle. As much as she doesn't want to be there.
Well, I think... So it's a weird sort of thing. Because... like cosmic force for this thing. And I'm pretty sure that she does genuinely have some form of affection towards Nurgle, just because of who Nurgle is. But at the same time, she also realizes that not everyone can withstand Nurgle's air quote love, so she has to like go out and make the cures by testing herself against the cures.
A glorious grand machine indeed.
It's like a weird thing. It's one of those gray areas of what is love, truly, but
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me. No more.
No more.
Yep. So yeah, Nurgle's a fun thing. His followers, by the way, are stupidly tough.
Yeah, his Chaos Legion that's associated is the Death Guard. They are very durable. They tend to weaken other foes around them by their radiating diseases.
The last match I played, which was about, I want to say 6 weeks ago, maybe 7. It was on Tabletop Simulator.
Yep.
I was playing my Tau. My opponent was the Death Guard. And I didn't have enough bullets to stop him.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I literally went.
This is the thing that like blew my mind. I shot one of his like Chaos like Death Guard Marines with a rail gun.
Yeah.
From the damn sniper mech I have, my broadside suits. I double-barreled him with rail guns, and I only did 1 wound of damage.
Made all his feel no pains, huh?
He made all of those feel no pains. All of them. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. I also rolled kind of shitty for the damage.
Yeah.
Well, here's my experience with the Death Guard. Keep in mind, this was last edition, so, like... There is that, but Gamera knows who I'm talking about. The opponent that I faced, he is one of those like super meta hungry type people who just has to win no matter what. He has to use the most meta army. He has to make sure everything is optimized and whatnot. And granted, he has some really great looking minis. But this was back when I was still brand fucking new to the hobby, brand new to the tabletop. I was running a 6-man squad of Mega Knobs with dual kill saws.
There's always some problem
with a Psyker, with an Orc Weird Boy, supporting them, you know, casting a spell to increase the amount of attack.
But we'll keep working at it. We'll hone our craft and continue expanding.
I had, I want to say, over 24 dice, in addition to, I want to say, let's just go with half. 12 rerolls, because I had the Wah plus a stratagem on to like make my 5s and 6s deal like one more hit.
Yeah.
So I think the grand total came out to like 50-something. This is just like a rough estimate.
Right.
You want to know how many of a squad I killed using that strategy?
Of time. By now, I expect the train will be nearing Yasolani.
4.
4.
I got lucky.
Okay.
4 out of a 10-man squad.
So if you've got any preparations to
make... Keep in mind, this was a primarily melee-focused Orc army. Who specialized in throwing out as much melee damage as physically possible while still trying to be as tanky as possible. He then proceeded to one-shot that entire squad.
Yeah.
Welcome to Death Guard.
I'm pretty sure I know exactly the player you're talking about, and I've talked about him on Tabletop Tuesday before, though not by name, because that player, I've played him a couple of times, and he's cheated, and we've talked about that.
Okay, I didn't want to say he cheated, but like, you've played with him, you know who exactly I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, he has great models, but it's a shame that it's no fun playing with him.
And I guess this is a little sidetrack to our discussion overall, but just to talk about the hobby a bit, it's very frustrating to play someone who is that focused on winning. Like, I get it. If you get table turn 1, that sucks. That is no fun. But if I play a game and I lose in the bottom of turn 4 or something, it's like, okay, I got to do some stuff. I feel like it's interesting. It's okay to lose. You're not going to win every time. But there are some people who just really take that personally, and this guy, unfortunately, is one of them.
See, for me, like, whenever I play against other people, my goal is to at least reach the end of turn 3.
Yeah, no, like...
If I reach the end of turn 3, I consider it a decent match, whether I win or lose. It's just, what the 9 fucks am I dealing with in Final Fantasy right now? What? It's like Tron just came into fucking life.
They fight for the users.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I will say that I do, I feel like the tabletop is just as much like a game as it is a story between you and your opponent. Because I literally have my orc army themed around my orc war boss, who's just a regular average war boss, but I sculpted the little chef's hat on him, so now he's war boss Ham Jam.
I love your army, by the way. I have frequently told people about the orc delivery boys.
Oh god. Oh, that actually is a good thing. I definitely need to start working on those guys again, just because the death copters with the little pizza bags. Yeah, those are the delivery boys.
Oh my god, that's great. And that's one aspect of the game I miss, is because majority of when I play is on Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
So like I have to use generic models that are made for, you know,
I guess
the assets of the game. So I can't paint my own models. I can't, you know, do anything kooky or crazy. It's just
heavens forfend.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'll bring my
They came from the
pants.
sky and attacked without any warning.
Yeah, I really enjoy the modeling and painting aspects of the hobby. Honestly, more so than even the playing, though it is nice to take all those models and things and actually get to play a game with them sometimes.
Yeah. I will say that the match I did face the Death Guard in, I did lose. I lost the round. The round lasted 6 turns. We got to the end of 6, mainly because I couldn't really kill him.
Right.
But he wasn't really going after me.
Yeah.
He was mostly focusing on because we were playing zone capture. I forget what it's actually called. But you know what I'm talking about, where you have like 3 or 4 zones across the map. And
sure.
Okay, yeah, he was focusing on the objectives.
Yeah, he was focusing on the objectives, not killing me. He mostly was, if he did shoot at me or engage in melee, it was suppressive. Just to keep my guys down. He did take out my hammerhead, though, pretty quick. The hammerhead went down pretty quick, and my 2 riptides also got removed from the table. Turn 2. Yeah. So that was a little brutal. My commanders, my 2 commanders, and my crisis teams were hurting them a little bit, but not terribly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I had a commander designed towards melee, and I had a commander designed towards ranged.
What did it just do?
The melee commander was all about flamers, burst cannons, like getting really up close and just hitting a shit ton of times. Where my range commander was plasma rifles.
Okay.
And he was all about AP.
That's fairly solid.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, Death Guard, very, very durable on the table. Their greater demons are great unclean ones, which basically kind of look like Nurgle. They're big blobby guys with weeping sores and just kind of oozing their way across the battlefield. Though I will say, all the, well, with the exception of Slaanesh, all of the Chaos Gods and their associated Chaos Space Marine Legions have a huge centerpiece Primarch model, and Mortarion of the Death Guard is probably my favorite of the 3 that we have so far.
He looks like a giant moth, and I love
Oh yeah, no, I love that.
The big moth wings, the scythe, the lantern. Yeah, just badass.
Also, just because I think it's funny, Gamera, I'm sending you a thing.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just gonna send it into the streaming chat. Behold.
Oh no, I'm afraid.
A great clean one.
A great clean one.
This is simply
Oh Jesus.
The great clean one.
It's like if Mr. Clean basically became a child of fucking God. I just had his name in my head.
I don't know what you were going with there, but
God, the Chaos God of Stagnation. I just had his name, and it just left.
Oh, Nurgle?
Nurgle.
Or Nurgle?
It's like Nurgle and Mr. Clean combination.
I love the idea of people just cleaning the Nurgle faction. Like,
yeah.
They are no longer disease ridden, they're just a bunch of happy fat men.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have horns or anything, they're just a bunch of happy fat people, and they're like, yeah.
Alright, so
Man, that'd be awesome.
This new group that just showed up in the capital here, I have a funny feeling I know who's leading them. And if it's who I think it is, he's getting his ass beat.
I mean, technically, aren't you there to beat the ass of anyone who's leading them?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's
Oh, thank Gibbon. Thank you for the lurk.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, thanks, Gibbon. You have a great night. Oh, yep, it is him. Oh, shit. And he's gotten all techie and purple.
That you should
Oh, boy.
Hey, man, what's wrong with the color purple?
He's merged with the Decepticon.
Apparently.
Sriracha?
Wait a second.
By the gods.
That's just... Oh, fuck, what's the... That's just a lizard person. Fuck,
Yeah.
I forget what they're called from the old world.
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Oh, are you talking about the Slan?
Yeah, that's just a Slan.
This is your butchery.
Yeah, those are sometimes believed to be the same as the old ones from 40K. Just like these big lizard dudes that have meddled with the genetic material of the various races in the
How is he
setting.
not dead? I thought he was stunned.
I thought that the Slan were technically creations of the Great Old Ones, being effectively biological anti-chaos things.
It depends on which edition's lore you're reading.
Yeah. Good old 40K with its unreliable narrators.
Yeah, and just sometimes the desire to make a revision. GW will sometimes say, "Oh, you know that thing that we said was a thing? That's not a thing." My favorite one, whenever I get into a discussion with someone about 40K, and they're like, "Well, I don't like female custodies because the lore." I'm like, dude, in Rogue Trader, the first named chief librarian of the Ultramarines was half Eldar. They literally had human-elf crossbreeds in 40K as part of the Space Marine Legions. They change the lore sometime.
Not to mention Papa Blueberry and Yvrain.
Yes.
That's definitely gonna be a fun family reunion. Liam and Russ looking over. Hey,
you so much.
why is your kid got pointy ears, Robot? Meanwhile, Robu Gilliman just sipping from his Ultra Cup, while Yvrain is bouncing her child on his lap or on her lap. Reasons.
Yeah, reasons.
Reasons, Lehman.
I haven't read the novels where he and Yvrain interact, but I was always under the impression that the fandom was shipping him with one of the other Eldar ladies. One of Eldrad's daughters, I think. So, it's like...
Have you read any, 40K novels? I just look at the memes, and the only memes I have ever seen have been Roboot Gilliman and Yvrain, never anyone else. Like, if there's anyone else who's, shipped with an Eldar, it's usually, some no-name guardsman, and the Eldar's like, I choose you. You're mine now.
Yeah.
Or like it's a sororitas with a Kriegsman.
Oh yeah, Sororitas with the Kriegsman. I've seen that one. It's like, you know what's more dangerous than the Adeptus Sororitas? And they're like, oh, what's that? And It goes, a Kriegsman with a reason to live. And I'm his reason.
And then the Doom music plays as the Kriegsman walks up. Shovel in hand.
I will end your madness.
Papa, wait.
Let's see if I can find out what this other Eldar lady's. Oh God. I see people referring to her as Grandma Smurf. Brain.
Oh Jesus.
Well,
That's fantastic.
wouldn't it be Mama Smurf?
No. Because Marnius Calgar is Papa Smurf.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
So that would make Gilliman Grandpa Smurf.
Correct.
And that would make Yvrain Grandma Smurf. What would that make the Big E
I
Great
completely
Grandpa Smurf?
forgot that Calgar was Papa Smurf.
Yeah.
Would that make the Emperor essentially Great Grandpa Smurf?
You've finally done it. You cracked the code. Now the Inquisition must silence you.
Alright, here's what I want to see.
Jesus, these two are duking it out. Fuck. Korn would be proud. Oh, damn.
Oh, it wasn't Gilliman's Eldar girlfriend, it was the Emperor's Eldar girlfriend.
Ah.
That's the older meme that I'm thinking of.
Oh, jeez. Oh, shit. Decepticon got sliced down. Don't assume he's dead. Do not assume he's dead. He's gonna get back up, I guarantee it.
It's a trick. Get an axe.
Axe him a question. Keep applying axe to the problem until it's gone. Oh shit.
What? Despite his old age, the mighty Gulul Jaja remains a fearsome foe indeed.
Let's see.
Oh no.
You retain the vitality of two souls, despite the passing of one.
Yep. So the last Chaos God to discuss is Slanesh.
Which is appropriate considering we were just talking about the Eldar.
Yeah. So I'm going to be blatantly honest about this, and it's going to make people kind of question what the hell's going on. The Eldar essentially murder-fucked a god into existence.
Yep.
And that god is Slanesh, which is he, she, them, it, you know, all that shit. Chaos God, my kind of... AP, I'm not sure this is the Chaos God you wish to worship. He is the Prince of Pleasure, of Excess. So, lots of drugs, lots of torture, lots of BDSM shit.
Now crank that up to 11.
Yep.
And there is no safe word.
11? Dude, it's like up to 20. And there is no safe word. Slaanesh is no gender, and Slaanesh is all genders.
Yes.
Even the blessed are mortal.
I believe the Eldar, daughter of Eldrad, that was supposedly entwined with the Emperor in lore, and when I say lore, I mean essentially fan works, was Masha, or Maka, depending on how you pronounce it. Basically like the word Mecha, but with 2 A's.
Yeah.
And I believe she originates from the Dawn of War series.
Brother, I am pinned here.
Brother, I'm pinned. Speaking of Dawn of War, we should play that sometime.
Yeah, we should get back to that.
I don't think I have that, but depending on like how much it is.
It's not expensive. The big one I would say is we should get it and then get the mod pack, Ultimate Apocalypse mod.
Oh yeah.
Because that adds all the factions. And then the 3 of us, or whoever else we want to get for it, could be on one side and pick like one of the bigger maps. And then fill the other side with like Tyranids or Orcs or something.
Nice.
And just go to town. Though I will say, surprisingly, as much as I enjoy playing the Tau in tabletop, I love the Imperial Guard more in Dawn of War.
Mm-hmm.
I love playing them in Dawn of War. I mainly go Artillery Doctrine, and I create a few beachheads to defend, and then I just use the base's like ability to scout the map with a ping, and then rain artillery on it.
Yeah.
That's how it usually goes.
Yep.
Yep.
With you two, I'm fairly certain Gamera's going to probably pick Space Marines.
I mean, usually.
Give you a chance to prove yourself.
I just don't know which one Umbra would pick.
Probably the Sisters Battle.
The Sisters Battle? Okay. So we'll have the Sisters Battle, the Space Marines, and then the little Kriegsman Imperial Guard, because I found the paint scheme to do the Kriegsman complete with masks.
Then will you be his worthy successor?
Oh man.
So yes, Slaanesh. What can you say about Slaanesh? Yeah, the psychic energy of the Eldar race as they essentially descended into hedonism, basically touched the warp and gave birth to a new chaos god. Slaanesh is the youngest of them. And Slaanesh's whole deal, other than, the aspects of pleasure and experience and, new things, is that we'll use they eat Eldar souls. They are tasty hors d'oeuvres. The more psychic energy, the better. And as a result, when Eldar die, instead of, going back into the warp and, rejoining their people, they just get eaten and their souls are destroyed forever. Which is very upsetting.
Very bad.
Remember, Eldar, wear your soul contraceptive. The soul stones.
Yep. Make sure you're wearing your soul stones at all times. Oh my god. So, when I started playing this new expansion, I was like, okay, I'm going to be, dealing with some interesting, design choices, things of that nature. I didn't think I was going to start fighting the fucking Decepticons at some point.
Mm-hmm.
That's different.
Hey man, why wouldn't you want to fight Decepticons? Decepticons are a cool enemy.
Apparently.
Someone has apparently resurrected the old 1D4chan wiki, which was one of my favorite sources for silly Warhammer bullshit memes and things.
Oh yeah.
So I was just looking back through this new copy of it and enjoying some of the memories.
Fair enough. Oh man. And there's some wild stuff with that. Slaanesh's forces, by the way, I want to point out. They're all very fast. They're all about melee. They're a little tricksy. Now, Slanesh's whole shtick is pleasure and excess and things of that nature. The upside of Slanesh is, other than, adult activities, is, that nice breeze you feel on your cheek, the enjoyment of a good meal, all that stuff. That is also Slanesh too. Just Slanesh takes it to an extreme. So that is Slanesh for the most part. There are other minor chaos gods, and I'm fairly certain at some point we'll cover them.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, let's see what we get.
I'm right here.
Spins the wheel. So we're going from one dystopian sci-fi setting to another dystopian sci-fi setting.
Oh no.
And this one actually helped Gamera tie for first place in a
Yes, a trivia type contest.
Yep.
My children.
Yep, Dune. Good old Dune. What the fun fact that helped him win was Dune did have AI at one point, but the machines rebelled, and humanity had to deal with that, and they won against the machines. So they decided that AI was no longer allowed to be a kind of a thing.
Yeah.
They replaced AI, by the way, with human machines called mentats.
Yes.
Whenever they do their little computerized calculation thing, because their brains work kind of a little fucked, their eyes will go cloudy, and this is both in the modern movie and the books. Their eyes will go cloudy, they'll kind of just stare up and just rattle off whatever they were asked. The answer to whatever they were asked.
Sure.
It's kind of like almost watching someone possessed.
This is a great opportunity for slaughter.
Oh, AP beat me to it. Oh, water time. Thank you for reminding me to drink, Missy. The fun thing about Dune, and I love this series, is humanity is broken up into a series of houses, and each house kind of has a shtick to them that they're really good at, and they're also a shtick that is also their weakness. For example, how do I put this? I want to say the main house, but the house that the books tend to focus on is the Atreides. They are very honorable. They're very forthright. They heavily train their troops to the point where the Emperor of the known universe actually feared their troops with how loyal they were and how well trained they were. So the Atreides are all about good training and also saving their troops. So, like, when it came to any situation where they may have to sacrifice troops to accomplish a goal, sometimes they would push that goal back to save as many troops as they could. A good example of this is in the movies, they often do this, but it was also in the books. There's a spice harvester, a worm is coming to attack it, because they're attracted to rhythmic vibrations, and harvesters create a lot of rhythmic vibrations. Oh, excuse me. So, a worm's coming, and the guy in the harvester's like, my lord, we can't leave all the spice, we gotta wait for the carryall, and the Atreides Duke, which is Duke Leto at the time, goes, damn the spice, get your men out of there. Or he goes, if you don't get your men out of there right now, I will cut your harvester in half with a las cannon. Or something similar. I forget, it was like laser saber, laser cannon, something like that. He mentioned it. And so that is to give you an idea of the Atreides.
Mm-hmm.
So, very honorable. If you look at their opposite, which is the Harkonnen, or the Harkonnen, however you want to pronounce it. It is pronounced both ways and by various groups. The Harkonnen don't give a fuck about life. Your life is not important. They are all about efficiency and greed. The best way to describe, if I was going to put a face on the Harkonnen, it's imagine like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos and give him command over the lives of so many people to where at a whim, he could kill 2,000 people and no one would do a damn thing about it.
You just described that everyday life.
No.
What are you talking about?
Worse than everyday life. Like, he could straight up look at his soldiers, snap his fingers, and say, just go kill those people. They're annoying me because they just don't walk the right way or something. And they'll do it, and there's zero repercussions.
Give it enough time.
Yeah. It is. That's how bad the Harkonnen are. The sons, the nephews of the Baron are... Because he doesn't have any children of his own, apparently. He had 2 nephews. One was Raban.
Nuts.
Huh?
They're fucking nuts.
They're fucking nuts. One is Raban, and one is Fade Routha. In the old 1984 movie, Fade Routha was played by Sting, the musician.
Yeah.
And to play off that as much as they could, they had a scene where he was in basically Speedo swimwear, and that was it. Completely covered in sweat. So, like, for all you ladies that you want some eye candy, there you go. 1984 Dune. Look for the scene with Fade Routha coming out of the steam bath. It's kind of nutty. In the modern one, the guy who played Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy,
Batista.
Batista,
Yeah, Dave Batista.
Dave Batista. He's Raban. They used him as Raban, and he did a great job at it.
On the fat one that had other problems.
No, that's the Baron. Raban is slightly bigger than everyone else. And according to the books, he's supposed to be like a giant of a man. So think like the Mountain from Game of Thrones, and you're in the ballpark of him. And he was a brute. He did not do anything subtly. He was very much, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you until you stop moving. Like, not a good person. And he was, by the way, in charge of the Arrakis planet with all the spice and the Fremen and shit. He was constantly brutalizing them all the fucking time.
Fremen really hated the Harkonnen.
Yeah, he's the reason why the Fremen hate the Harkonnen so much. Fade Routha is psychotic. And I don't mean that lightly. He will straight up stab people for the fun of it. Yeah. But that's the Harkonnen. They're a little fucked in the head. So, remember how, Gamera, I said that there is a faction that still has AI and machines?
Yes.
They're called the Ix. Or the IX. The reason why they're called the Ix is because they were the 9th generation of machines. During the rebellion. And they said, you know what? The humans are kicking our ass. What we need to do is make friends with them now. And they betrayed all the other living machines and said, hey, we'll help you out if you don't kill us.
Makes sense.
Yep, it worked. They have a planet of living machines. They adopted, I want to use the term adopt, humans. Because technically these humans did go willingly into this bargain.
Right.
But they didn't know the entirety of the bargain. And so they're the closest thing we have to cyborgs in Dune.
Gotcha.
And they don't show a lot of their parts, but they got a lot of kooky shit going for them. And their opposing faction to the Ix are called the Talaxu, which are flesh crafters. They can make guys that can change their face as often as you change t-shirts. All right. And gender means nothing to them. They can also bring people back from the dead.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah. They're called Gullas, and technically they don't remember everything when they're brought back from the dead, but they look just like the person, they talk like the person, and they have usually most of their memories. There is one Gullah in the books that gets everything back, and the Talaxu lose their shit about it. They're like, yes, this is awesome! They were, like, ecstatic. that this happened. And then the Gola basically tells them to go fuck themselves because it was a former Atreides advisor that they did it to, and the Tlaxu were trying to convince the Gola to kill his former comrades, and he looked at him and went, no, and then shot one in the head.
Yeah.
He was like, no, bang.
Beautiful.
So there is that. So those are fun little factions. If anybody wants to get into Dune, I have some recommendations.
Yes, Papa.
Watch the movies. Like, if you want to watch all the movies, that's fine. But watch the movies, the miniseries, those are all good intros. As well as some of the video games are actually really good to introduce you into the culture of Dune. Dune 2000, Emperor Battle for Dune are both good. Dune Spice Wars is a really good one too, because that gets you the mindset of Dune. Because like the other two I mentioned, Dune 2000 and Battle for Emperor Dune, are real-time strategy games. And so it's build up army, send army at enemy, kill enemy. All right.
As I was trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in this gun.
Hey, Jersey.
Observation. This is a great opportunity for slaughter.
Where is it? There he is. I'll get him. Ratchet and Clank going commando. Dune Spice Wars incorporates espionage. It also incorporates money and winning through money, and a few other fun ways.
Graves of the Yokui.
So I would highly recommend those.
Right on.
Always found their teachings
There's supposedly a Dune survival game that's on Steam, which that's kind of cool. I hope you're having a good stream too. Yeah, I'm having a pretty good stream. The Dune survival game kind of looks cool. I think it plays a lot like Ark Survival involved, but you're on Arrakis, the desert planet.
Father, you must save your strength.
So water is kind of important. Also, fun fact, on Arrakis, a lot of people wear something called a still suit.
Yes.
You lose... give me a second. I know the number off the top of my head, but I was like, I'm losing it right now. I know it's... Alright. 2 to 5 milliliters of water per day. If you're wearing a still suit.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an idea how little water that is?
It's fantastically small amount, yes.
But
It's
so long as we
on
are
average,
remembered,
it's a thimbleful
we are
of water
Yeah.
per day.
truly gone.
Yep.
That is wild. To get your water loss that low.
Uh-huh.
That is kind of insanity. They also have tents that they use that get buried under sand.
My hopes survive.
They have a little
Through you, I live on.
how do I put this? They kind of like a little snorkel thing that goes above the sand to give them air.
Right.
And the tent itself operates like a still suit as well. So as you're sleeping, and the water you're losing through your breath or whatever is collected by the tent and put into a water pouch.
Yes.
So kind of nuts.
So do not
Yeah.
mourn me.
Anyway, I feel like that's probably enough Dune.
And see our nation.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rest of us don't know a whole lot about Dune, so you're having to kind of
Carry that conversation.
carry that conversation on your own.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one is biggest huzzah moment in gaming. So, like, what is your guys' biggest huzzah moment in gaming? Because I will go last to give myself, one, a break, and two, you guys some time to talk.
So when you mean huzzah moment, like, is this like a victory? Is this like a, oh, I just figured something out?
I would say it could be either.
Yeah, it could be either. It's big. Any moment that is like a moment of elation.
Yes.
And Butt Boy just lit the place on fire. God damn it.
Always.
So yeah, do you have something in mind, Umbra, or do you want me to go first while you're thinking about it?
I will save that, hun, after they're done. Anne had her entry, but I'll do it after you guys.
Sure.
So, okay. I'm going to say that my big huzzah moment was from one of my favorite games. Primarily because it was the first game that I fully understood.
Okay.
As in, like, I understood the plot points, I understood the setting. This was back when I was, like, 12 years old.
Right.
BioShock.
Okay.
Okay, this will be interesting.
So, like, the huzzah moment didn't come until, like, the big twist, because this was, like, my very first playthrough, and in, you know, typical kid fashion, I was imitating my dad in the way he played video games, which is the stereotypical RPG, look around every corner for every secret, for every piece of treasure.
Right.
Right.
So I'm going around, I'm looking through everything, and I'm listening to, like, audio logs. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's kind of horrible. Well, damn, now I feel sad for this person.
Right.
Oh, now I understand why this guy went crazy. Because he was already mentally unstable when he came here. Etc., etc. And then I think it's, I think it's during, Olympus Heights, I think it was. Like the little apartment area that if you don't immediately kill Sander Cohen, you get the chance to kill him again.
Okay.
But like going through and then like getting all the recordings for the Little Sister Project and all that, and you start learning more about Frank Fontaine. Also, a little bit of spoilers because it's a 20-year-old game at this point.
Yep, that's fine.
But as you're like going through, you're listening to all these audio logs of scientists.
We know that you need.
Hon, they can hear you.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were talking or not.
No, keep going, dude. I'm trying to tell her that she has to wait her turn.
But so like you're listening to all these scientists going on about this project and everything, and then like you start like piecing the puzzle pieces together, and you're like, wait a second, this is starting to sound very familiar. This is starting to line up with what Tenenbaum said. And then you hit the room where like you've got the conspiracy board with like all these pictures, all these different people that you have met and or killed throughout the game, and you're like, you see "Would you kindly" just scrawled on it, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh no. See, the big thing for me with BioShock is it got ruined for me before I ever tried it.
Got spoiled for you?
Yep.
That sucks.
Because I came across someone's top 10 videos of like twist moments in gaming, and that was near the top, and I was like, okay, and I kind of forgot about it. But then when I was attending IT courses, one of the young ladies in our class had "Would you kindly" written like that on the board, tattooed on her arm. And so that was a fun explanation I got from her about that.
Okay, so it wasn't really intentional. It was more so like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for you. I just really enjoy the game type moment.
Yeah. And, like, I don't hate her for it. It was just, it's one of those moments where, you know, that shock of that is not going to happen for me.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with me with Undertale. I know that if you do a genocide run, this is spoilers, by the way, everyone, but I already have the spoiler tag out. If you do a genocide run and then you do a peaceful run afterwards, it actually changes the ending. If you ever do a genocide run, it permanently changes your game.
Right.
So you make sure you do the genocide run last.
Gotcha.
And Dragon Age 2 was also ruined for me beforehand, too.
But I mean, can you really ruin Dragon Age 2?
No, I just... That ending still pisses me off.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
which ending?
The ending. It only has
just
one
like
ending.
the general end. It's been a while since I've played Dragon Age 2. I really don't want to.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
Not.
No.
Like, thank God that BioWare had the foresight to have the little online, hey, we know that you can't always play all of our games in sequential order, so here's a thing to help you tailor your story to your Dragon Age Inquisition save file.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I did for Dragon Age 2, because I was just like, I can't be asked to go through this entire thing.
Alright. So, Gamera, what is your huzzah moment?
So, yeah, I mean, normally I had started thinking about this in the terms of like TTRPGs, but Umbra, with video games has made me think a little broader. So I think I'm going to share an anecdote from board gaming, actually.
Oh.
Years ago, I had a very, very bad history teacher. In high school, we had 2 American history teachers, each of which kind of sucked in their own way. And in one of the classes, we literally were doing nothing for a couple of weeks because the teacher was also the assistant basketball coach. So essentially, there was someone watching the room while he was busy doing basketball stuff, and we weren't doing work. So me and 3 of my friends were playing a game of Risk in American history class.
I mean, at least it's somewhat on topic.
Sure.
Awesome.
We were probably more on topic than most of the class, but we were playing essentially a 2v2 match, though we had sort of... It wasn't like that we set up from the beginning like, oh, we're going to be 2v2. It was just like, oh, you guys are going to be on a team together? Okay, well, then we'll be on a team together, and, just kind of informal alliances. And we started playing through the game, and Risk's rules have varied a little bit with the edition being published, but at the time... you had the cards that you would get if you met certain conditions on your turn, as long as you captured a territory, and you could trade in cards once per turn to get additional armies. But if you defeated a player, this was important. If you defeated a player, you got all of their cards, and if you had any redemptions that you could do based on the ones that you just gotten, you could go ahead and play them essentially as an additional army redeem. So we were playing in this 2v2 match, and I had pinned my friend Jeremy into the Australian quadrant and was trying to push through is it New Zealand? Basically, no, Indonesia, I think. The gateway. Yeah. The gateway to the Australian territories, and he had holed up there pretty good. My dice were being kind of mid, and I was just losing more of my force than I anticipated, because my plan was I clean out Australia, I get his cards, I cash in some armies, and then I go after the other guy. Game over.
But he had a Gap of Rohan guy.
He had a Gap of Rohan guy, and so I was expending too much of my forces, and I was thinking. And I looked over at my partner. I said, I'm sorry, buddy. I got to do this. I took out my partner, got his cards, traded in the cards for more armies, took out Australia, traded in those cards for more armies, then took out the other guy. So I beat all 3 players in a game of Risk other than myself in the same round because of the chain of card redeems. And it's the greatest thing I've ever pulled off in a board game. But it's just I literally had to kill my ally to get the extra armies to finish off the rest of the Australian front.
Yeah, Australia is always really gnarly if you're trying to take it for some reason.
I was so... You stabbed your partner!
Yeah.
I mean, well played, but
Shit.
God.
We won.
Yeah, technically
you did.
Won. What did it cost you?
Everything.
Not that much, really.
About a couple dollars.
I will say one Risk game I've really come to enjoy, but I've come to the realization that the rules on it have to be modified. Is Risk Legacy.
Ah, yes.
Because whoever owns the board game will always win after like 3 or 4 games. Because,
I mean,
yeah,
you do get more chances to play it being the owner of the game.
Yeah, and it's based on person's name that did things. And so for me, I was just like, nah, I'm going to change it to faction. Whichever faction wins, that's who gets the bonus.
I brought you medicine. A drink.
But that's a fun one. Anne's huzzah moment was one of the I wouldn't say the last time, but one of the times me and her played Civ together.
There you are,
she was playing on King difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing on Chieftain. Because I was just like...
Don't know you were playing on Chieftain.
She didn't know I was playing on Chieftain. Like, I just picked Chieftain because I was like, I really just want a relaxing game. I don't want to, like, go hog wild on this. And I was playing...
Rome.
No, I wasn't playing Rome. I was playing Britain. I was playing Britain because it was a... I was trying to go Oceanic. And she was playing Babylon. And she science victoried my ass so hard. Like, I'm sitting there hunting her down because I'm sitting there going, I'm getting alerts that she's completing the Apollo, not the Apollo project, the final science project. And I'm like, wait a minute. What was it? No, it wasn't the Apollo. I know. But it's Civ 5, whatever the last victory mission is.
We're launching the rocket.
She's getting the parts to launch the rocket, and I'm like, I gotta fix this.
You couldn't get to me fast enough.
But I couldn't find her fast enough. Like, I couldn't get to her capital fast enough. And so she ended up winning science victory. And she had paid 4 AI players a boat ton of money to declare war on me. And so I'm sitting here fighting a 5-front war going, motherfucker, I will win this. Because I did have the biggest military in the game.
Mm-hmm.
She had a small military, but
but I also was paying for their military.
Yeah, she was paying for their military.
So the biggest military.
The one that gave me the biggest grief, though,
Go to bed, Danny.
was Japan. Because Japan's special ability is, no matter how damaged their unit is, they automatically fight at full strength.
Right.
And that's kind of a pain in the dick. Especially in a war of attrition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
And so, like, they were keeping me really busy. The other 3 that were going at us, I remember it was Japan, the Iroquois,
Venice,
which honestly, Venice wasn't really hurting me too much, other than making it so I couldn't do trade routes.
Yeah, and city-states.
And most of the city-states were under his control, so
Go to bed.
that didn't go well for me. And the last one was America. And America was big into ground units.
Go to bed.
They had a shit ton of ground units. Japan had a lot of boats.
So did Venice.
So did Venice. But Venice's boats were being used more differently than Japan's were. Japan was going into... Oh, okay. Japan's boats were coming right at my military and trying to do damage. Venice had like half the boats that Japan had.
Centrifuge.
But they were constantly hitting my trade routes.
There are no bullets left in this
Right.
gun, you see?
Which is like, ow, ow, ow.
Stop that. I need that. Yeah, haste from my military.
Yeah, it's like, please stop that. So she had a massive huzzah moment when basically the game declared her victory, and I was like, motherfucker.
The reason I was on Zombie when it declared victory, I realized you weren't playing on game.
Yeah.
I thought you were playing the same level I was.
Yeah, she thought I was on King too, and she didn't realize it until the very end of the game when it told her that I was on Chieftain.
You need rest. You and him.
And I wasn't trying to trick her or anything. I just had left it there, and I didn't realize that she had picked King.
Yeah.
But my...
It was... Damn, that was something else.
Oh, man.
You were so mad, but also so happy.
Like, I still kicked your ass.
The Man's Guard have matters well
I
in
started in a
hand.
crappy location,
Trust in them.
I will say my biggest huzzah moment will be from an MMO.
Okay.
For mine. It was Star Wars The Old Republic.
Oh, I know this. I know this.
Yeah, Anne knows this story.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was a giant robot during the Rise of the Hutt Cartel expansion. And I was with the guild doing a raid. And the boss had gotten down to 10%, and everybody else had died. Like, over time, mind you, but yeah, everybody had died at that point. But me. And I was the off tank. I was not the main tank, I was the off tank. I was a trooper vanguard. I had biochem as my skill, so I had a lot of reusable health packs, reusable stim packs, a few other fun things to heal me and give me slight buffs.
You were called the master of kiting.
And then I also, the boss had a lot of melee attacks because it carried a big, like, metal sword. And so I kept kiting him around the edge of the whole fighting area, hiding behind rocks when he did his big AoE attacks. And I was constantly stimming myself like I'm a fucking crack fiend. I'm fairly certain my... because the way the animation was is you stab it into your thigh. I am fairly certain that thigh has more needle marks than most drug addicts.
I'm surprised it's more needle than flesh.
Five of the last 10%, your party was just telling you to wipe so they can restart it.
From 10% to 5% of the boss's health, they were just saying, just die, wipe, we'll just do the fight again. And I just kept going. I was like, I am fighting this thing with everything I am. I was like, motherfucker, this ain't going down. I'm not going down. It's going down for me.
That reminds me of an incident in City of Heroes several years ago, I think. No, more like a year and a half, I guess. Basically, there are like team up trials and task forces and things and like that are kind of like raids in other games. And one of them is like a big a gang that's into like cyberpunk self-modification attacking the nuclear reactor in the city, the Terra Volta trial they call it. And basically it can be tough, and if the party, if people die, they can respawn at the hospital, but then they have to fly back to the nuclear plant and get back in. So the last battle that's in like the reactor core area is pretty far from a hospital, so if the party starts to wipe, you can have to wait for a long time for them to get back, and it can be a nightmare. But I was in there with one of the trial forces, and the party starts to go down, and I am playing a defender, which is a buffing character. But the thing was, I was playing a force field defender. And what the special thing about the force field defender is, one of your basic early powers is personal force field, which basically means you can't hurt any enemies, but you're almost impossible to hit and damage yourself. So basically the rest of the team wipes, and I just keep the enemies busy kiting them with my personal force field on until they can get back from the hospital to finish them off.
That's incredible.
No, you can't hit me! You can't hit me!
So I get the boss down to 5%.
Yeah.
As I get the boss to 5%, that is when the screaming in the TeamSpeak, because this is back when we had TeamSpeak, changed. It went from just wipe, we're done, we'll redo this, to go, cut his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's doing it.
Yeah. Like, some people screaming, you can do it! Cut his fucking head off!
Factions before. From your
It's just like, Jesus Christ.
Of blessed siblings, people who are unwilling to
It
listen.
is wild how crazy it got. And I kited him around for over 25 minutes. I want to say it's about 25 minutes. It's like somewhere between 25 and 30 minutes. And by the time I killed the boss, everybody was just losing their shit. And I was just tired. I'm like, I'm fucking done.
That's fair.
Even so, I
Oh,
believe
and that was a huzzah
by
moment for
learning
me.
about one another and engaging in good faith, we could peacefully
Nice.
settle our differences.
I would normally
did.
say another topic, but we only have like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I feel like another. So I kind of want to share another huzzah moment.
Sure.
He killed our people.
This
Our
is from one of
father.
Kenny's games.
He'll stop at nothing to achieve his
One of
goal.
Ruby's games, yes, mine.
Or yes, my bad.
What's
It's all
more,
right.
he has power. The power to destroy the peace we've worked so hard
for
to
context, the character I was playing is effectively
protect that peace,
a battle
then I
nun,
must fight.
but not necessarily like pious and holy. More so, oh yeah, I have a set of beliefs that I believe very strongly in.
Right.
And kill him.
And I correct me wherever I'm incorrect, Ruby,
Will
for
do.
this. There was quite a few moments where, because my character basically had like serrated chains as weapons, there were a few moments where I just outright murdered a challenge simply because I was a blender.
Yep.
Oh wait, no, I know a better moment from the current campaign, the Undead campaign.
Oh boy.
So, the Undead campaign. Ruby has generously allowed me to play a skeleton who is intelligent.
Okay.
He's just a regular, everyday skeleton, you know? But he happens to have player character classes.
Right.
So, the very first interaction with the character, who are you? I am Wayward. Okay. You want to join us? Okay. And then they just take me on to, like, help them find this, like, necromancer dude who's, you know, causing problems locally in the area.
Yeah, the Demon
of Cone.
Demon of Cone.
So while they're all off discussing their plans and everything, because my character, he's not very much the trusting type. He wasn't at the time. He has since become a lot better. But he goes off on his own. He does a couple stealth checks. I then get the brilliant idea, wait, he's a necromancer. If I just put on some like shitty rotten armor, they'll think I'm one of them. Not only did I manage to sneak into the estate, but when one of the guards found me, I managed to bluff my way into him thinking, oh, one of them just got out, and he took me back to his master. So the Demon of Cone doesn't realize, he's like, wait a second, I don't recognize this one. Cue another bluff check. I am effectively faking that I am just a mindless skeleton. And he believes it. The party, upon going to the mansion the next morning, find effectively the CSI unit taking the body away with a cover over it. Because I had effectively decapitated this man in his sleep.
Yeah.
And then here comes Wayward, like 5 seconds later. Hey guys. Where were you last night? Looks over at the body. I was busy.
Yeah.
That's when they realized, oh no, he really is an assassin.
You have reminded me of another similar story. Are you done with yours?
Yeah, no, that was pretty much it. It's just
Okay.
the party's reaction to Wayward going off on his own and killing the person they were supposed to kill in a rather anticlimactic fashion.
Yeah. So I was in a friend's game, and we were in high levels at this point. I think we were clocking in at like level 17, and this was like a D&D 3.0 campaign. My character was primarily a mix of ranger and rogue, though I had a splash level or two of wizard at the end. And we had been contracted by some Ifriti from the City of Brass to hit this warlord's basically pyramid of operations in Carceri, which was one of the planes. It's all full of rusty cubes and essentially there was this pyramid of junk that was hollow inside, and this dude was like a half dragon dwarf barbarian guy that had set himself up as a little local warlord, and he had stolen this magic sword that the Ifriti wanted back. So the party goes and sneaks up to this pyramid, and I'm the stealthiest one, and I'm like, okay, I'll go in and scout. So I turn myself invisible, and I fly inside there with my wings of flying, and check out and see all his little kobold minions that have various abilities and levels. And I see him on his throne, and I'm thinking, you know what? I could just take this guy out. Because this is mainly down to D&D 3.0 being broken as shit. So I will preface this that I'm about to describe with that. What I did was, I had a Ion Stone of spell storing that allowed me to store up to a 6th level spell. And so I started off my combat invisible using the spell in that, which was Harm. Harm, in 3rd edition, reduced the target to 1d4 hit points.
Ooh.
So my opening salvo, as I was invisible and he didn't really have a way to react to me, was to reduce him to single-digit hit points. I then followed up with a Rapier of Puncturing, the whole point of which is that if it hits you as a touch attack, it drains 1d6 Constitution, and therefore lowers both your maximum and current HP. This is a 1-2 punch that basically can fuck almost anything.
Oh, that's evil. That is
kind of
so evil.
Yeah, it is.
It kind of is. Now, I will say, he actually survived the first touch of the Rapier of Puncturing because he was a barbarian and did instant rage to get himself some additional hit points. But he did not survive the second touch of the Rapier of Puncturing. So then I basically grabbed him as I'm suddenly visible in his throne room with all these little kobolds going, what the fuck just happened? Their leader collapses on the throne. I tuck him under an arm and fly out of there at warp speed, then tell the party cleric, yeah, go ahead and cast Earthquake on this giant metal pyramid behind me. We're done.
Oh my god.
I don't know that you've been around Umbra for some of the game discussions, but I am attracted to these little broken things sometimes in systems because I want to see what they do.
Oh yeah, no, that's entirely the point of that's entirely the point of Wayward. Is he doesn't do a lot of things good. But man, is he good at killing.
Yeah.
Like, his current crit range with his Kukris is 15 to 20.
Oh man, yeah.
So like, combine that with, because in Pathfinder a rogue can get their sneak attack if they successfully feint someone.
Yep.
So I have a lot of points in bluff.
Yep.
So 15 to 20 crit range on a Kukri with an elemental burst and sneak attack damage.
Yep.
Generally I deal upwards of I want to say hundreds. I think low end I deal at minimum 50 points of damage.
Wow.
Yeah, he fucks shit.
Yeah, no, the Demon of Cone was supposed to be a mini-boss.
Yeah.
And because of one sneak attack, I reduced him to dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dead now.
Yeah, in that game I was just talking about, I wasn't our big damage dealer. I could do the ambush surprise shit and really fuck somebody up, but our big damage dealer was our paladin, who was a mounted lance paladin with some of the paladin spells that let you really exploit that. So like he one time fought like an evil treant thing that had a couple hundred hit points, and he literally one-shot it because he just rode in there and had like a ×6 critical multiplier bullshit with all his stats. And just like boom. So basically the GM learned that he could not put us up against a single bag of hit point type foe if there was like, access for horses.
Yeah.
That just reminds me of the meme of the Shetland pony in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Alright. So we do have to raid out. It is that time, guys. So we're going to be raiding someone called Miss Jazzy Jewel 1.
Alright.
Let's see what they're playing, because I had this up and then my screen had to refresh.
Naturally,
of course, because that's always what needs to happen. She is playing Marvel Midnight Suns.
Oh, cool.
So that'll be a fun little thing. If you are one of my many tavern visitors, please use the following raid message. If you are one of my few tavern patrons, please use the following raid message. Remember, by becoming a tavern patron, you don't have to deal with ads, you get access to emotes, and all of that fun shit. So with that being said, please make sure you're taking care of yourselves mentally and physically. Join me tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday, where I'll be playing Hades. And so that'll be fun. And I know you all come to my wonderful Resplendent Tavern for the witty banter, but you stay for my fuck-ups. I hope to see you all tomorrow. Toodles.
Toodles.
Night.